What is going on, good people? Happy Sunday to you here live here on Esports Extra, the only live call-in sports show talking esports and, of course, traditional sports. Larry Ridley here, SNY TV, NBC Sports, Madden NFL, a little NBA 2K as well. Going to take you through here on Esports Extra. We'll take your phone calls, 877-853-5247. Meeting ID Esports Extra. That's 377-678-9872. Go ahead and hit that pound button twice to join the show. Big show for you today. Where, of course, we're talking the sports world and how they are supporting the late George Floyd, who lost his life on Memorial Day with the incident at the hands of the Minneapolis police over there in the state of Minnesota. We'll talk about Roger Goodell and what he's trying to do to help support George Floyd and this movement. Jaylen Brown, the Boston Celtics forward, young guy, drove all the way down from the Bean to the A. I've done that drive before, 15, 16 hours. We'll get into what he was doing to help with the protest. Corey Harris joins us live, Super Bowl champ from the Baltimore Ravens, 12 years, I believe, in the National Football League, went to Vanderbilt. Good brother. We're going to talk to him today about a slew of topics, the protests nationwide, the Ravens, the 20-year anniversary of that dominant season in 2000 when they won the Super Bowl, went into Nashville, Tennessee, my hometown, and beat the Tennessee Titans. Crazy game. We'll talk about some of the stats that I remember. We'll see if those line up and how the Ravens were able to win that Super Bowl. How to defend Lamar Jackson, of course, Action Jackson, the reigning NFL MVP, will be the cover board of Madden 21. We'll talk about that. Also, his personal struggles. Wait to hear some of the stories that Corey has gone through and how he's been able to come out on the other side. Sports education, he's doing things with that. Literacy camps and all of that, trying to help the youth of America play the game of football the correct way. The NBA, we have a restart date. We'll get into that. Also, we have a target start date with that, and also the vote that's coming up this week and how Adam Silver and the NFL, the NBA owners plan to vote on that going forward. Yes, Major League Baseball as well. Your boy, the agent, the Jim Rosenhaus of Major League Baseball, Scott Boras, he's got a message to Major League Baseball players. How David Price is helping the minor league players in the Los Angeles Dodgers organization. Also, Peloton All-Star Ride. What does that have to do with sports? But that's the way we're living, guys, in this pandemic right now. We had a somewhat of a sport. I don't know if it's an e-sport. I don't know if it's a traditional sport. I don't know what the hell to call it, but we'll talk about the Peloton All-Star Ride. The NBA 2K League updates. Yes, we'll get into that. OG and the Brooklyn Nets. Where Brooklyn at? Well, they were on national TV on Friday. We'll catch you up with the latest on that. The Madden Invitational 2.0. Hollywood cooking them. That's what Hollywood Brown's been doing recently. We'll talk about that. The Ravens receiver. He's probably the best Madden player right now, current or former player. We'll also get into the C4 Madden League as well. And also compete forever on Black News Channel this weekend. 6 days. Next weekend. Well, Sunday starts a new week. Saturday and next Sunday. We'll talk about that. Let's bring in the crew. Ivan Curtis, NBA 2K League, Brooklyn Nets gaming crew, head coach, GM. We got Darwin Orrell, TV sportscaster, broski of mine, National Association of Black Journalists, all that good stuff, all around good guy. And then we got Renee Montgomery, two-time down there in the A. What's up, baby?
What's up? What y'all doing? I got 3 broskies now. I like this. I like this.
She well protected.
I know. I feel protected. In this time of uncertainty, I do feel well protected.
What up, Miss Snook and Diddy? Talk to me.
Get it in early, straight from church, virtually.
Ooh, virtual church, good people. I like that.
That's different for them. That's
Taking
different.
A village to raise a child. Miss Snook and Diddy, my favorite parents out there in the world. Guys, what's up, man? How you guys doing? Ivan, talk to me, bro.
Hey, man, I'm good. Took one on the chin Friday, but we'll bounce back. I like what I saw, and obviously, a lot of things just remaining safe in New York, and happy to be on the show as usual.
Yeah, Derwin, man, long time no see, brother. It's been about maybe damn near 2 weeks, bro. How you doing, man? How's the family?
Family's doing well. We just, still inside. Actually went outside for a little bit, had to go to Boston Market. So we took a nice little walk, my son and I. Well, other than that, we're doing good. You see him over my shoulder.
He's got the music going. hey,
little, do your work.
Hey, little Warrell, pipe down. Pipe down. We're trying to do a show here. All right, let's go ahead and get
beautifully timed.
Yeah. What is that, the ice cream man or something?
Yeah, he heard Mr. Softy, so that's like the Pied Piper. He come running.
All right, let's go ahead and get into what's gripping the world right now. News, sports, you talk about it, you name it. George Floyd, resident living in Minneapolis from Houston, Texas, of course, dying at the hands of the police on Monday, Labor Day, Memorial Day last week. A lot of support for George Floyd as black individuals, African Americans, black men, black women here on the show. Just want to get you guys' thoughts on that. Roger Goodell, urgent action that needs to be had here. We've talked about all of this, guys. A very tough, traumatic, uh, very tough situation that we're going through as a country. We will come out of it. I will say this, damn it, have the same energy in November and vote these damn bums out of here. We must exercise our franchise, and that's what I'm going to say about that. I'm going to let you guys go. We'll start with you, Renee.
Yeah, so for me, I tweeted this already, but I think it's important enough to say out loud that my Snooka Booker that we just were talking about, she was actually living in Detroit during the riots in the summer of 1967. So then you fast forward to 2 days ago when literally right outside my door was the protest. I live here in Buckhead in Georgia. So it was a little bit surreal that from 1967 to 2020, a lot of things just haven't changed. And then Governor Cuomo, y'all's governor over there in New York, who they can run for president whenever they feel like it. He also reminded us that Rodney, everyone knows the LA, everyone knows about what happened in LA. That was only 30 years ago. So that
Mhm.
just to put things into perspective, I feel like we have come a long way, but we got a long way to go too.
OG, man, civil unrest going on in this country. But you know what? There's a lot of anger, a lot of anguish, a lot of poverty, a lot of pent up emotions. This is what you're going to get when you treat people like this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hurting. I mean, and it's crazy because when you're young, you see the world differently,
Hmm.
and as you get older and you mature, things start to make sense, and you start to feel a way about things that you never have, and you start to see the importance of necessary action, and I think that's where we at right now. We're like we went from dealing with a pandemic to rewatching
It's crazy.
events that we've seen over and over and over, and it's not new.
Yeah.
And I, I'm never one to tell anybody how to react, how to mourn, how to grieve, and different things of that nature. I mean, because people tired. I mean,
That's it.
as a
Tired,
black,
boss. Tired, boss.
as a
I'm tired, boss.
I'm a black man in America. I've never committed a crime. I've never did anything unjust, and I still fear of being pulled over by the police or having any engagement or any interaction. I mean it, and I shouldn't have to feel like that. And I mean, and that's where we at. I mean, and I don't like you say I don't have the answers. I know things that we need to do, and like you spoke about in November, people need to hit the polls and be more proactive. But it just hurts, man,
Mhm.
I'm feeling it.
Derwin, I haven't spoke with you in a while, man. You're a very eloquent guy, graduate of Virginia State University, very smart young man. Tired, boss. That's all I got for you, man. I'm
Yeah,
sick and tired of being sick and tired, bro.
yeah, I like to look at every incident as an individual incident, but when I watched that video, um, I, I was lost for words to see that officer with his knee on the gentleman's neck and with his
For
hand in his
9 minutes.
pocket
Casually.
like he was chilling. And the guy is pleading for his life. You can hear the bystanders who were videotaping it saying, one guy saying, dude, he's not responsive. He's not moving. Talking to the Asian police officer, do something. And everybody dropped the ball on this. And
Yeah.
somebody's life is gone because of it. And it's sad and it has to stop. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And
Uh,
and then on top of that, I have a 6-year-old. And here, because I'm in media, my TV stays on CNN, MSNBC, so he watches certain things. So now have to explain certain things to him. Why the people in the streets? Why cars are burning? And all this stuff is going on. And it's tough, to try to explain to a 6-year-old what's going on in America right now.
Yeah.
and trying to explain to my kids. I'm sorry,
I
and
was just
trying to
about to
explain to
say.
my 4 kids, it's what it's like being black in America. This is what we have to go through.
Right.
What you need to do, protocols and things of that nature. I've had that conversation with them for years since they've been born. And just
Same.
because Barack Obama was voted into the office and won the presidency in 2008, we still take 2 steps back at times.
Yeah,
Go
and
ahead, Renee.
we had to take our 12-year-old from here because the riots and everything were kind of hot in the downtown Buckhead area. So my fiance's mom lives like out further, so we had to take our son out of the situation just because we didn't know how bad it was going to get. So it's crazy.
Let me get your thoughts on Jalen Brown. Props to Jalen Brown. Big props to him.
Yeah,
Didn't have to do this.
at
Taking his
all.
celebrity, driving all the way down from Boston to Atlanta, was joined by Malcolm Brogdon from the Milwaukee Bucks down there, raising their voices, using their platforms, and joining the protest. Your thoughts on Jalen Brown, young man from the Atlanta area, I believe he's from Marietta, going down there to help and be with the people of Atlanta. We'll
Yeah.
start
So
with you,
my
Renee. You're there.
Yeah, so my thoughts were I watched Franksky talk about this, and he talked about how Martin Luther King Jr. and like all of them were young. You know, he even got assassinated young. So he talked about how everybody always depends on our older people and for our older people for advice, and even in the NAACP. And he was saying that we need a call to action for young people. We need young leaders. We need people that are in tune with the young people that can make a difference with the young people. So I think just seeing what Jalen Brown did and Malcolm Brogdon, I think that it's important because they're young and because they do have a celebrity about them that people will follow you for whatever reason. And if they follow you because you're an NBA player and you're showing them the right thing, then I think that it's amazing. So, and he also had a quote that said, being a celebrity, being an NBA player doesn't exclude me from the conversation at all. So he took it upon himself. There's a lot of people that could hide because, well, we're celebrities. We don't want to say the wrong thing. There's a lot of people that could do that, but he basically took away that excuse for himself.
Yeah, before we get to Corey Harris, is he on the line, OG? Coach K? All right, real quickly, Ivan and Derwin, about 15 seconds apiece, and we'll get back to this. We want to get to Corey Harris. Go ahead, Ivan.
No, I think it's great. I mean, people always shout that athletes and entertainers don't do enough, but I think what people need to understand is that uh, when you're black, your status it doesn't matter. Like hatred don't doesn't care about all that.
You know what we
So
say. You know what we say in the black community. You still, you know what, when your butt leaves.
yeah. So I mean, to see him take
In their
that
eyes,
course
anyway.
of action and have pride about where he comes from and trying to make a difference. I mean, that's all we can do is try to make a difference and have a positive influence on any situation. So big props to him.
Derwin,
I
Jalen
think
Brown using his celebrity.
it speaks volumes that he would get in his vehicle and drive
Yeah.
that far to do that. He makes millions of dollars. He can sit at home and just chill. And why put himself in harm's way? But he thought it was enough of a cause to go drive back home where he's from and make his presence be known. And he should be commended for that.
Absolutely. That's a long drive. Look at it on the map, guys,
Yes.
from Boston to Atlanta. I used to live in Boston. That is not. Hell, I just drove to Jackson, Mississippi, and that was 1,200 miles one way, and I had to go pick up my kids. So that's a long drive. Trust me, especially with three, a teenager and two tweens, I guess is what we like to call them. So let's go ahead and bring in here live on Esports Extra, the only live call-in sports show talking esports and traditional sports on Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, and Facebook. 877-853-5247, meeting ID esports extra. That's 377-678-9872. Hit the pound button twice to join the show. Just like this young man, good friend of mine down there in the Ville, Music City, USA, Cashville, baby. Corey Harris, good Sunday afternoon to you, broski.
What's happening with your brother Larry Ridley? What the deal is?
Man, I'm chilling, man. I got some knowledge from you last night, man. Just want to see how you doing. And hey, little unrest in my hometown of Nashville, man. They were burning the daggone courthouse last night.
Man, so many people feeling so many different ways, and just really depending on how you were raised and what you believe, you're just gonna react in that way. So it's I just pray no one gets hurt and that we can move forward in a way that is indicative of what the Constitution is about, and that is one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So I don't agree with looting and rioting, but I can't say that I wouldn't steal if my daughter was dying and she needed some medicine and it was on the other side of the window. So
Yeah, just your thoughts on the protests nationwide. We saw them in Nashville. We've seen them in New York. We've seen them in L.A., Atlanta. You name the city, it's out there, man. Just what were your initial thoughts when you saw and heard of George Floyd and the way he was murdered by the police officer in Minneapolis, and sort of the reaction from the protesters and demonstrators in the cities throughout our great country?
Man, it was, for me, it was flashes back to the stories of what you heard relative to the Emmett Till murder. And when the Atlanta murder first happened, that's the first thing I thought about. I thought about two citizens felt confident enough in the hate in their heart that they could go out and express it in that way, with that being the potential end. And then to see somebody that is sworn to serve and protect do what they did, it just made you realize that the hate that this country was built on, and it wasn't completely on hate, but some of the hate that this country was built on, it still exists. It still exists. It's floating around in all types of systems, and man, it just broke my heart. It broke my heart to hear a grown man cry for his mother, who's no longer with us. It broke my heart to see somebody who is as stone cold as Steven Jackson be hurt like he is. Man, it's just all the way around. It was sad, and then to turn around and see what's going on and see that our people are expressing themselves in a way that is damning to our own property and neighborhoods and our city. So, man, it's a tough situation, but I know we will find a way to make it to another level in how we operate in this country.
We always have, because we're resilient people, that's for sure. I noticed that I remember one of the ESPN commentators said, you know what, I think it was Jalen Rose talking about black, white people, they love our culture. When are they going to love us? You know what I'm saying? So that was very poignant by Jalen Rose. We're talking here live on Esports Extra. Corey Harris, Super Bowl champ with the Baltimore Ravens in 2000. Corey, let's go ahead and pivot to your playing days on the field. 20-year anniversary, you reminded me last night, and very appropriately. The Ravens, I was there in Nashville when you guys came in and beat the mighty Titans. If I'm not mistaken, Corey, correct me if I'm wrong here. You guys won the game 24-10. I believe you had a kickoff return, an interception return, and a blocked field goal return. I think it had maybe 100 yards of offense, and still won that game by 2 touchdowns. There was a stretch in the season. You guys went 5 games without scoring an offensive touchdown and still won 3 of them. Were the 2000 Ravens the baddest defense on the planet in the NFL history?
You probably should change that to a statement.
Okay.
Ooh, I like it. Keep it 100. I like it.
Yeah, ain't no question. Defense is, here's and people always get caught. I love the 85 Bears. Eric Dickerson was my favorite player, and when they were putting the hammer on him, it told me something. But a law of sports, no matter what sport it is, if you can't score, you can't win.
You can't win.
Can't win. So for me, everybody bringing up all this talk about yards per game, turnovers, all of those analytics, that don't mean nothing. If you can't score, you can't win. And if you look at what we gave up per game, we almost could have had a winning season without an offense if we were a little bit better scoring defense. Going on defense, but we had the return game, we had the punt game to keep you going the long field, and you couldn't run the ball, so that made the game one-dimensional. And so look up all the stats you want, but when you get down to that points against, who's gonna be at the top?
Ravens. Now, I know New England was pushing you guys last year, but I knew that was a little fraudulent. I covered New England for 6 years. I looked at their schedule. They didn't really play anybody the first 8 games, and of course that changed a little bit later in the season. But I just want people to understand, they went 5 games during a National Football League season without scoring an offensive touchdown and went 3-2 during that stretch.
Yeah, that's
Think
crazy.
about that. They went into the number 1 seed in the playoffs, the best team in the NFL, another team that was smashing off just like them, into their house, had 100 yards of offense, and won with a pick 6, interception return, a fumble return, I believe, and a blocked field goal return. That's how they won in the playoffs. Do you remember that game in Nashville against the Titans?
Well, you know, my mind a little bit bad. I remember certain things. I don't even remember what color underwear I put on today, but I know.
They were white. Hopefully
what I
clean.
do know, and this is why I say this is why I say. If you look at the history of the NFL, anytime that you have one or more turnovers, if you have one turnover, the rate of winning is, for you to rate of the other team to win is just like crazy. But if you have two, we had two block punts against us that game in our own territory, and still won that game. But man, football is so situational. I don't really believe in momentum. I really don't. I don't believe in momentum in a game. In basketball, I do, because basketball is going. You know what I'm saying? You can come down, pop a three. You know, they can kick the ball out.
It's a game of runs.
Down.
Absolutely.
It's runs. It's a game of runs. You know, you might have 20 points, and you have 10. Somebody hit a few three-pointers in a row. But in football, it's not that. It's a 4-quarter game. And the game can turn in terms of a situation, and we were an aggressive situational football thing that you really can practice for. You can't practice for Lamar Jackson, right? You can't practice put somebody on the scout team and say, okay, you're gonna act like you the fastest guy in the NFL. You know what I mean? And usually the fastest in the NFL can't throw the ball. You know what I mean? And then if he can throw the ball, he can't do the other things. And people keep talking about him getting hurt. No, he's not going to get hurt. The rules have changed. And I'm saying he's not going to get hurt as in by position, but the rules have changed. His skill set is elite, and Baltimore plays a thinking man's type of football. So all they count on is for one person on the other side of the ball to make mistakes. And for us, it was the same thing on defense. And that's what I feel like. We made offenses think. We didn't really – I mean, we could have 5 DBs on the field and you have your 3 tight ends, because you don't control how we're going to play you.
Right, and still stop the run.
I think that really changed a lot of what we dealt with.
Talking here to Corey Harris, Super Bowl champ with the Baltimore Ravens back in 2000. I believe that was Super Bowl 35. They beat the New York Football Giants 34-7 in that Super Bowl. Corey, you were just talking about Action Jackson, Lamar Jackson. How do you defend him? If you were a defensive coordinator and you had that 2000 Baltimore, how would the 2000 Baltimore Ravens defend an exceptional talent like Lamar Jackson?
We were blitzing. We would hit him every time.
Preach.
We hit him every time.
I don't know why people don't do that.
We'd let him hand the ball. We'd put somebody on the fullback every single time, which would either be a tackle because it's a called play, or he has to pull it. And we would take our chances with Mark Ingram getting the pitch versus Lamar getting the chance to run.
Good stuff. What makes him so elusive and makes him so great? We see the speed. It's like Mike Vick running out there, and then he's got a pretty decent arm as well. What have you seen from Lamar Jackson playing with your old team?
Man, he has a Deion Sanders, Barry Sanders type acceleration. He has his. I'm trying to think. I can't even think of who I can compare his. He's a stop and changed, and football is changed the direction. Period. And besides Tyreek Hill, I don't even really know anybody else to change direction like him. But I think the number one thing he has outside of his intangible traits is his vision. I think he can be in fourth gear, set you on an angle that you think you got him, see you come in and either hit the brakes or change gears. And I think when you put the ball, I mean, it's like saying you're going to hand the ball like Barry Sanders taking the snap every single time. You're going to mess up one time. And as soon as you do, he's going to make you pay. And I believe anytime you have a home run hitter in the lineup, it's a chance. And the fact that he can throw the ball, the fact that he is truly a quarterback, and it's not a gimmick thing. It's funny how slowly the NFL comes around, just like how slowly America comes around when it comes to us.
Yeah, you're right. And we talk about change in the black quarterback. You're absolutely right. Live here on esportsXTRA, Larry Ridley, SNY TV, joined by Corey Harris, former Raven, 12 years in the National Football League, Super Bowl champ. Take your phone calls, 877-853-5247, the meeting ID, esportsXTRA. Hit the pound button twice. Join the show. We'll take your phone calls. All right, Corey, I wanted to take another pivot, and I wanted to get your heartfelt answers on this, man. You've had some personal struggles. We know a lot of athletes. I've got a lot of athletes that are friends of mine. We've seen the rise and the fall of those guys. We've seen TV shows like Broke and other documentaries and other series. Tell us about what happened to you. You won a Super Bowl championship. You ended up selling your Super Bowl ring. What were some of the struggles that you had to deal with, in your words, that led to your downfall, and how you were able to come back on the other side and be here with us today and be productive and be in such a positive outlook for a lot of people out there?
Man, I think a lot of players get into situations and they get in a situation, they go broke. I'll say we go broke. But for me, what I really realized that it is and what it was is it's the lack of preparation for a life that's out of this world. You know, it's like if I was going to be an astronaut, they would prepare me to even go to this place where stars are and rarely anybody gets to go to. But then when they bring me back to Earth, there are these sequence of things that they're going to do. When you're dealing with a generation of players, a couple of generations now, that didn't grow up with money, that weren't exposed to financial literacy and things, when you got 100 times the amount of money you need to live, there is no budgeting taking place. You don't call and make 21 days in advance to make a trip. You know what I'm saying? You call a girl and say, hey, what you doing? Take off work. I'll pay you for the week. Meet me in Miami. Your ticket is already there. Bring 3 of your girlfriends.
Wait a minute.
That's that rock star lifestyle might not
don't make it.
Right. And you know, and what I was gonna say with broke, it's more like broken, bro. It's more like broken. It's a system that exploits talent without preparing the man. And so my parents are sensible, intelligent, enough people. I'm a preacher's kid. I live with my mom and dad, 5 brothers and sisters, never been in trouble.
Vanderbilt, the Harvard of the South, man.
Went to man, I hate when people say the Harvard of the South. What kind of sports program does Harvard have?
Hey, my mom graduated from Fisk and Vanderbilt. So, and look, I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. So I've heard it all my life.
You don't get a Stanford or Notre Dame of the South. So man, I wasn't exposed. I didn't even know I was poor. Like my first year of college, I didn't fill out Pell Grant because I'm like, man, I didn't get free lunch in high school. I don't. My roommate, who was the athletic director of Tulsa now, Derek Grad, he helped me fill out Pell Grant. He said, man, you need to fill this out. I said, man, I don't think I can get that. He filled it out, and my mom sent me all my stuff because, you know, they didn't know anything about, you know, the Pell Grant and the whole. This is years ago. It was right before your time, man. Years and years ago. And we filled it out, and he looked at it. He said, "Damn, boy, you poor."
we laugh because we care. We laugh only because we care. Go ahead.
Yeah, because it's awesome that you didn't even know. Like, that's amazing. I like that.
He's keeping it a buck, as we like to say.
That's a double-edged sword, and that's what I was getting at. I went through life without being exposed to the struggle. All right, let's go to another extreme. Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch is somebody that's talked about having every penny that he ever had. And see, that comes from one, either being taught that or being so poor or not having that you decide I will never ever be in this position again.
Yeah, being out there in Oakland, California, I know
Yeah.
how tough it is out there in Oaktown.
And then you take me, a giver. I'm a giver. That's just what I am. I love to give. I love to give back. And when I'm not the type of guy that can have $1 million and
Yeah.
the 10 people around me got zero.
Mm.
Now,
So it was hard for you to say no, right, Corey? Is that what the problem was?
I don't even know that it was hard for me to say no. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was like, no question, man. I got 7 digits in the bank. This nigga need, excuse my French, he need $1,000. I ain't gonna give it to him.
Right.
He been there with me doing A, B, C, D, E. So I think the difference, the mistakes that I made was, and this is what systems do to us, like with alumni players, for instance, in the NFL. They throw money at our problems. And you really can plant trees that create money. Right? You really can. I really could have done things that were conservative then that would still be kicking out money now. And so, and a couple of those things are, but my point, I could have had the same mentality with a different amount of information and a different level of guidance. Because me, I own nightclubs, I own restaurants.
Yep.
My thing was I had people that I could. The problem is you have people that you can trust that aren't qualified, or people that are qualified that you can't trust. You need both. You need a team of people that are qualified that you can trust. And it's so difficult, which is why so many players sign with white agents when they come out. And I'm not making this like a color thing, but what I'm getting at is you see players just walking around with holes in their jeans on campus. And then the day of the draft, they got on $200,000 worth of jewelry, a $20,000 suit. Right? And so the people that are around you at that age, at 21, 22, 23, man, I'm in Houston, Texas with Warren Moon at 22. I'm a preacher's kid, ain't never been nowhere. Matter of fact, let me tell you a story. I bought a
nose wide open, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wide open.
Man, my first week in Houston, this is 92 now, I bought a $3,000 TV.
They made those in 92?
The TV didn't do nothing but rise up out the thing and swivel to the right and the left. Check it out. And I bought it from Rent-A-Center.
Oh
my gosh, you should have had a deal with them and got it for free, if anything.
You probably paid double or triple for it.
Wow.
Hey, but my sister came to Houston, right? Helped me paint my place and all this. And she was TV. She said, "Nice, where you get this?" She said, "How much you pay for that?" And I told her, my sister literally, she didn't grab me by the ear, but she did grab me. And we went back to the spot. She said, "Show me who sold you this TV."
Y'all returned it?
Man, my sister was about to tear that store up. She said, "Y'all gonna take my brother. Y'all trying to take advantage of my brother because y'all knew he didn't know what's going on. Selling him no damn $3,000 TV." And she went in like the mothers can do.
I like her. I like your sister.
And basically, the guy was just excited, like, "Damn, I'm going to get commission in the whole nine." He was a young guy, and it's two young guys making a mistake. And for me, I just was not attached enough to money, the systems of money. So my concern. So fast forward, when you get to the space that I was, when I eventually sold my ring, I was in my second marriage. My first wife, passed away. In my second marriage, I was with someone that was on her way up. And she, law student, beautiful, intelligent girl, law degree, working on a law degree at the time. And I wrote a book. All the things I was doing then was really, really because she kind of held me up. But the reality was I was really in a slow free fall. I was just so high up, it was just taking me a long time. And so that wasn't even, when I sold my ring, it wasn't even rock bottom. I'm not a materialistic person. Like every championship ring I have, I don't even have them. Like I lost my state championship ring in high school. I mean, and so from that standpoint, but it was really more of a symbol of what's wrong with guys that are getting into those situations. It's just simply a matter of no preparation for a life that can change a generation.
Absolutely.
Or change your family. I mean, and it's a plenty of guys. I know guys that got way more money than I did coming into the league for a longer time and are in worse situations. And I'm saying to myself, he gave generational wealth to hundreds and thousands of players, and it was squandered simply because of lack of knowledge and lack of qualified people that you could trust around those players.
Got it. Hey, Corey, before I let you go, man, dude, you've been awesome, dude, and we appreciate your story, man, and hopefully someone out there listening, watching here on Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, and Facebook can learn something from you. Tell us what you're doing now. We talked a little bit about it last night. I'll tell our audience in about 30 seconds or a minute here. The sports education that you're working on, trying to improve youth football, and what you're doing there to impact young people.
Well, first of all, I'm part of a nonprofit that I created with my nephew. It's called From the Heart International Education Foundation. And it's a program where it's academic, sports enrichment, and music enrichment. That's the program. That's what I do on a regular basis. As far as football, my Safer Play program is Safer Play stands for Smart American Football Education Resources, Professional Level All Youth. Basically, I'm advocating for youth players to the point that I'm saying it is not a safe game, nor should it be a game that's played by kids that haven't been taught to play it. You would never let a 13-year-old white belt go on a mat and fight a 13-year-old black belt. But in youth football, if you're same age and same weight, they don't account for experience. They don't do any of those things. So Safer Play is all about making football a discipline. In fact, my curriculum is called Takeoff the Athletic. So basically, I'm trying to change how we teach, learn, and play the game of American football. And I want to use former collegiate and former pro football players to be the ones that are accredited and qualified to do that.
Hey, and I'm here for you, dude. I didn't play in the pros. I did play Division I football, so we both have a
That's
similar
pro, bro.
story.
That's pro. They make hunts. They making hits. That's pro.
Some of them.
Pay them boys.
That was a long time. I'm an old man, Corey. I'm a little younger than you, but we're almost the damn same age. So, but I'd love to help,
you
man.
Ain't no old man.
I don't know why he keeps saying that. He loves to say that you're not old, Larry Laptop. Goodness.
Corey, I got four kids, dude, man. I've got battle scars, dude.
But like, I say he ain't old because that means I'm older.
You are.
Right. He like, yo, chill out with that old stuff.
Hey, Corey, man, I love you, brother. Tell Ingrid I said hello, man. It was great, man, seeing you last year at the NFL draft. We're going to do some work this summer, dude. I'm working with HBCU Heroes. We're going to do a Madden event. We're going to get these NFL players and these college players playing. And let's stay in contact. You got my number, bro. You definitely hit me up if you need any damn thing. You got me?
I got you. I love y'all. Have a great one. I'll be listening to y'all.
All right, man.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Corey Harris. What a great story that is, man. I hope, guys, that everyone took that in, man. That's a lot right there, dude. Props to Corey Harris. Just want to get you guys' thoughts on that, man. That dude has seen a lot in his life. He's only 50.
I mean, my takeaway is that for me, his sister, like he needs to protect his sister at all costs. He has to have people like his sister around because even now, and he might not have as much money as he had before, but the biggest takeaway for me was your circle, because if he had a sister at every step of the way, right, I think she would have been like, no, take this TV back. Nope, we're not paying that. Like, I think she would have done that at all steps. I don't know if she was trying or not, but I think for athletes, your circle is your most important thing.
Right.
That's why they call it a circle of trust. Go ahead, Darwin.
Yes. Yeah. And one important thing that he talked about was that, he had his friends around him and he could trust them, but they weren't qualified, and then vice versa. And I just love this story. I loved how he talked about what he went through and how he learned from it. And it made me think about the time when I lived in Baltimore for a couple of years, and one thing I learned by living in Baltimore, and when I used to sell cars, was that a lot of times when we're not exposed to certain things, we don't know any better. We make a lot of mistakes. And I remember when I used to sell cars, I would get a lot of young people coming into the dealership that didn't know about credit, the importance of credit. They didn't know what an interest rate was. And then they will find themselves getting something that they couldn't afford in bad predicaments because there was no one there to teach them.
Yep.
And his story kind of resonated with me, and I'm glad that he's able to get it out and hopefully tell that story to more people and try to help some young people coming up.
That's a very good point. OG, real quickly, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, a couple of things I always say. Most blacks we learn business on the fly. Like we don't always get the chance to be taught, and that's key. The other thing is being able to have a beneficial influence and talent that's profitable, and not understanding how to manage it. I think that's something that I mean it's fearful because a lot of people are able to do a lot of different things, like beyond just pro basketball players and NFL players of such, but not having the right people around them, like say that is qualified and that you can trust, is key, and it happens more than we like the witness.
Yeah, and I want to add in something real quick about that. So, name, image, and likeness is, and I don't know if people know, but in college sports, name, image, and likeness, you should get used to it. It's called NEAL, but they're about to start letting college athletes get paid. So it's going to be the same. Like his situation could be multiplied times a lot if these college athletes don't educate themselves. So, speaking and learning from someone as his story, college athletes, educate yourself. It's not on the universities, it's not on the ADs. Educate yourself on the things that OG's talking about, the things that Derwin's talking about as far as interest rates. Like all of this is going to matter at a certain point. So, because athletes are about to start getting paid in college, and I think that that's going to bring the same thing where like a person like Corey who didn't even know he needed Pell Grant all of a sudden is given a lot of money in college now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good story. Good point. Definitely, guys, pay attention. Hire the best people you can. Surround yourself
Yes.
with qualified people that you like and you can trust, and also people that will tell you the truth.
And that's
'cause I
not your
know a lot of guys-
AAU coach, and that's the
Right.
problem.
Yeah,
Like it's not
Yeah.
your AAU coach. It's not people, a
Right.
friend of the family, like people that actually do this job for a living. Contact them.
Yeah, I know. We've heard guys say have a wingman and all that stuff. Have somebody that's going to tell you but the truth. That's what you
Yes.
need. that
No
can-
yes man.
Exactly. No, yes, man. Someone that can grab you by the lapel and shake you up a little bit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like his
dude,
sister.
what the hell you doing? Yeah,
Like his sister. I like her. Yeah.
Look, 1992. That means a TV today is
Wow.
probably worth
And
10
you
grand,
picked up
15
on it.
grand.
And you picked
Yeah.
up on it right away. Like back then they had a TV
2092.
back.
Winter Center?
Hey,
But I like
I
what he
thought the
said.
same thing.
Yeah, and I like what he said. She hit him first and then took him back. So it's not just taking him back. She said, she didn't pull my ear, but I get what she did. She was like,
Right.
I know you didn't. Like, so
Right.
you need somebody that's also going to teach you the lesson and then help you get out of the problem that you might have been in.
The
Right.
kicker to that was a Rent-A-Center.
I know. That's what I was like, hell
was-
no.
No.
Like, what he should, that's why I said you should have had an endorsement deal then and got anything you wanted in that store. Just make a
Yeah.
commercial for them. Like,
Right.
that's,
I know. All right,
it's
let's
crazy.
go ahead and pivot again. Pivot's been the key word here today. Let's go ahead and talk about the NBA vote scheduled this week. Adam Silver, NBA Board of Governors, I believe. What is it, OG? On Thursday,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. The target date. We're going to combine these two topics, Coach K.
Okay.
The target date, July 31st. So we were hearing July 21st last week when it came to Spencer Dinwiddie and company. So it looks like the 31st. They were always saying the end of July. That's pretty much, can't get much
You
more
can't
end of
get any
July
further
than
than that.
31st.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about the NBA, man? And looks like a plan and an action is starting to come together. We'll start with the WNBA player who knows something about a plan and running the court vision, Renee Montgomery.
Yeah, I mean, it did get pushed back, I think, 10 days, but because we talk about that window, and how you were like, yeah, that's that built-in 2 weeks. They have to keep in a built-in certain amount
You
of
need
time.
about 2 months. To
You
get
have
it all
to.
through. Yep.
Exactly. So until they figure out the deal, I think that date is like, when you set a target date and you're trying to be optimistic and you're like, this is the date we're going to start. So I think they're doing that because they're making themselves have to get in line. Like sometimes when you set an end date of where it has to stop, then you give yourself a timeline of how things have to be finished. So I think that's kind of what they're doing. They're setting that this is July 31st is go day. So whatever we do from now to then, we got to pick it up. So, I mean, you see progress, and and I know people are mad, but I like that it's taken them this long because that means that they're
They're
really
doing it
thinking
right.
out that, yeah, they're trying to do it the right way. They could have thrown it together really quickly, but they didn't. So they're trying to do the right thing.
And how about the NBA players? Seems like not a lot of dissent, not like Major League Baseball. Everyone, for the most part, especially the leadership, Chris Paul, things of that nature, on board. Looks like it's going to be in Orlando. That's going to be Bubble
Mhm.
City.
Mhm.
Be able to, shuttle teams in and out. 22 teams, Coach OG. I'm thinking always Coach K. OG. 22 teams. So we were thinking 20 to 24. It looks like it's going to be split down in the middle. You get, I think, the extra six teams from the West and five teams from the West, one from the East. So anybody, I believe, within 3, 4, 5, 6 games of that eighth and final playoff spot. I think there's only one team out west, east that qualifies. What do you think about that? 22 teams, Orlando, Disney World, Central Florida, baby. What do you got, OG?
Well, I mean, it's one of the reasons why the NBA is one of the top businesses in the world. I mean, it moves at a slow pace, but I think at an accurate and a smart pace. So, um, I think it's a good plan. I mean, what is it? 22 teams followed by? Is it still followed by a play-in tournament or just?
It's 22 teams. Small regular season, so like 5, 6, 7 games, and then they're gonna go into the playoffs. So there will be some sort of play-in tournament if you have 22 teams,
Yeah.
because you would have some sort of I think maybe 7 plays 10, 8 plays 9 to sort of figure out the final 2 spots. So they're still working on that part.
Yeah, I think it's a great. I mean, I like it. I mean, and I'm really it's crazy. I mean, not the mix the two things together, but I've been seeing a lot of people talking about the coronavirus differently with all the chain of events going on and stuff
Mhm.
like that. Where now we once feared of things not happening because of the perspective of the virus, and now it looks as though I think not that we're not it still shouldn't be taken seriously or anything like that, but I think the viewpoint of it is different with all these crowds of people getting together and
Listen, I saw a tweet
rioting
that
and
said,
different things
I
like
saw a
that.
tweet that said, I still can't believe Corona blew a 28-3 lead on
Yes.
racism.
Yes, that was good for
A
racism.
28-3
Yeah.
lead on racism. I was
Yeah.
like, bravo!
Hey, but the clapback on that was that racism is always had the home court. So,
Oh, look at him.
Ooh.
OG bringing it on a
Oh,
Sunday.
gee.
Derwin, what do
hey,
you think? Go ahead. Finish your
I'm
thought.
no,
glad
I'm
I'm
that
just
sorry.
yeah,
No, go
I'm
ahead,
not.
OG.
No, I'm just I'm glad to see everything taking place. Like and we'll be watching basketball here soon.
Man, I can't wait. Derwin Worrell, go ahead.
I'm glad to see sports is coming back, but I mean, just like that, we forget about the coronavirus. Like it's just they found a cure or something, or there's a vaccine. Just because of what was going on,
You
it
know what?
hasn't disappeared.
It's the numbers. Like, New York, we went from losing 1,000
Yeah,
people to what yesterday, I believe 50,
yeah, it has gone down.
which is
And
still 50 too many. Let's put
yeah,
that out
Yeah.
there. 50 too many. But to
but
go from almost 1,000 to 50 in
yeah,
about a month or two.
yeah, it's pretty good. And having it at Disney, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. The perfect place to have it, where you can house all those teams and shuttle, teams in and out, play your
The
game.
wives are happy.
The wives are happy.
They
you
better
know,
open up Disney and have them kids in there.
but
Well, I think
they
SeaWorld
are
opens
opening.
up June something, and then I think
Yes,
Disney like a week or two later. Yes.
yes. So
So
Disney will
next
be
month.
back on track, and everybody's gonna be happy in Florida. So it looks like we're headed in the right direction.
All right, good stuff. Any
But
final
wait, when
thoughts
I
from
was
you
saying
guys, Renee?
open up Disney, I mean the Disney World that they're staying at. Like, will the kids be able to so I'm just thinking as a family, you're stuck in Disney
No, the
World.
park will be
You're
open
The
in
park is going to
June.
be open.
Yeah, the park. The
Oh,
SeaWorld's
wow.
going to open up, I believe it's like June 13th. Don't quote me. And then Disney World opens up like a week or two later. So yes,
Okay.
the City Walk at Universal is already open. City Walk
Okay.
part. I don't know about the park,
Wow.
but yeah, the parks. Look, I know how it is in Orlando. Once one park does something, you better believe
Yeah.
all of them going to get that money. Orlando, when I was
It's
there,
competition.
this was 8 years ago. I believe the state of Florida had like 60 to 70 million tourism visitors in a year, and like Orlando gets an overwhelming majority of it. Like it's a sleepy little town, but there's a lot of people to go to Orlando to spend money, as you
Oh
all
yeah.
know. There, it's
Oh
crazy,
yeah.
man. Yeah, because I used to get people hit me up all the time. Hey, dude, I watched you on TV. I'm like, when do you get here? I'm like, oh shoot, everybody comes to Orlando, so
Right? Yeah.
yeah, it was crazy, man. It was strange, but I finally figured it out. Let's talk Scott Boras, Major League Baseball super agent, represents some of the highest paid players in Major League Baseball. Bryce Harper, our guy that just signed with the Yankees, Garrett Cole, you name it. If it's a big guy, he's the Jerry Maguire of baseball, Drew Rosenhaus of baseball. He had a message to Major League Baseball players, basically, don't bow down to the owners, don't take the deal, blah 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 blah. How do you think that's going to impact Major League Baseball in their negotiations and the union? We'll start with you, Doran.
Well, Boris, he always plays hardball. He's one of the toughest agents for the longest time.
He doesn't like Moneyball. He's made that very clear. He's like, no Moneyball. Spend that money, damn it.
He's always trying to get the most that he could possibly get, and he's trying to milk these owners. So, he's giving the players some really good insight on not to just take the first deal that's placed in front of you. Do your due diligence, look it over, make sure it's going to work for you, not just the owners.
Renee, Major League Baseball players, they cannot not take this deal. The owners know it. They know they've got them where they want. You're going to take another haircut, damn it. There's some of you guys making $37 million, Mike Trout. You good, bro. Take this haircut. Now, if it was a bunch of black players, you think America would be up in arms right now?
No, I think that I don't. But I think that, as a player, hearing the agent say that's like, you want an agent like that, because as a player, you don't want to be the bad guy to say no. You don't want to be the bad guy to be like, give me some more money. That's why we have agents, because a lot of athletes, that's because a lot of athletes, we can negotiate a contract. Like, it's not that hard to negotiate a contract, but you put the middleman in there because you don't want to hear your own team telling you that you're not worth a certain amount of money and you feel that you are. So if an agent wants to speak out about a contract or a deal, I think that's his world to live in and say how he feels. And as a player, obviously it feels empowering when you have somebody fighting your battle for you. So I'm sure he didn't just say that out of nowhere. I'm sure some of his players feel that way, and he's the voice.
OG, I've got a really good agent too. He does a pretty good job during negotiations, but I like to keep him out the way because I'm like, that's less money I got to pay him. That's the difference between being rich and just being middle class. I'm looking at my agent like, I got to give him 10%. I can eat that 10%, or I can get the 10% of my own.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said if they produce income that I wasn't going to get, then I can eat that percentage. But I like the fact that he brings up that, owners spend these record profits that you've made over the last several years. Like, let's not pretend like you don't have money. Like,
Facts.
so I like that. Like,
say, sit down, Renee. What you doing?
I was showing OG King Kern's shirt while he was talking.
Okay.
Yeah, don't stop her in the middle of promo.
She was done.
Everybody else knew what I was doing. I was giving as he was talking. I was giving a display.
OG, where can we get the merch, man? Go ahead. Go ahead and flex on them. Where's the website?
Because I know this is fire.
It's not available.
This is not available.
Yet,
this is a one of one.
It will be soon.
Show him yours.
You ain't the only one.
Look, he tried to come on. He tried to come on the show and flex. This is before we turned the cameras on for y'all. Yeah. And he was like, "Ooh, look at what I have." And he only saw me like this, right? So I said, "What did you say? What did you say?"
Stop lying to America. Fake news. Let's stop it right now. I got to
there were other people on the call. Did he not come up here?
Yeah, he did.
Time out. 20-second time out. Fake news. I'm going to fact check you. I'm not going to let you do a Trump and just say this stuff.
Okay, fact check me.
Some of that is true.
He sound like Trump.
Hey, to stay on track.
I heard some of it was not true though.
Hey, to stay on track, when they do get online, an agent probably will be negotiating some deals with somebody.
Facts though. But that's the thing too. So back to the topic. I do think that, like you said, they got to take the deal. But maybe this little statement might get them just, right now, you fight for, everybody's nudging for just a little bit more. So even if his statement gives you just a little bit more as a player, you're like, look, that's money I didn't have before. Hey.
That's true. That's absolutely true. So we'll see about Scott Boras, Major League Baseball. Important week. Although we seem like we said that last week, didn't we? Like, hey, this is the week. Damn it, Major League Baseball. If y'all want to play 4th of July, it's June now, pretty much.
Oh yeah,
it's gotta be this week, right?
Tomorrow is June. I get paid tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Payday WNBA.
Everybody gets one taco from me if we go out to eat. One taco.
Ooh, I
Okay.
like that. I'm gonna hold you to, girl. We coming down to the A in July now.
I
Hey,
know. I'm here.
Waffle House on you, smattered, scattered, smothered,
She's-
covered.
You turn up your nose to
Oh.
the Waffle House?
But no, that's the spot where
Hold on,
they're
Derwin, you
they're
don't rock with the Waffle House?
they're
I
turning.
love the Waffle
See,
House.
y'all
I
aren't
love
in
it.
tune. Y'all aren't in tune. Atlanta, they done tore up a couple Waffle Houses down here.
They got two, and down south. Trust me, I'm from down south.
It's everywhere
On every
stuff.
exits, they got
Yeah,
Waffle Houses
yeah.
on both
Okay.
sides.
Okay, I'm just that's true. Now I haven't went to Waffle Houses since I played AAU, but that's only because I don't prefer to eat out. I don't like to eat out. Like, so
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
want to
yeah,
go to
I'm-
Del
I'm with that.
Frisco's.
I'm
Like,
with
I don't
that.
want to go to Del Frisco's. I don't want to go to Waffle House.
Time out. Papados on. We're taking you to Papados.
Papados, I'm in.
I'm
I'm in.
Hey,
I'm
y'all,
in.
hey, y'all
I'm
about to
in.
laugh.
Del Serena Papados. It's going down.
All
July
right,
20th.
Serena Papados.
July
I've never been to
24th. That's a
Papados.
Friday night.
I've never
I'm
been
down.
to Papa Do's.
What time the
Did
restaurant
that
goes?
That's
at
good, that's
Papados
good.
eating steak and shrimp. Yeah, man.
Oh,
That's
they
what
got the
I'm talking
seafood.
about.
No, I'm okay. I'm in for Papados.
That's
Say
good.
less.
That's
And
good.
Del Serena, she can go. I want little man to go too.
He loves seafood too. Oh, I said we're in. Junior's coming. Serena's coming. It's a
Well,
thing.
look, hey,
Del
look
Serena,
at
Coach
hey.
K is paying. He just.
Hey,
Yeah.
I
From
was
the
about to say,
GoFundMe,
hey,
GoFundMe.
Hey, Larry
I'm
bringing out
gonna
the
expense
guac,
that.
the sour cream, and everything. Like,
I'm gonna expense that.
What is it? Payments that compete forever on PayPal?
Yes,
Is
sir.
that
I was gonna say, where's the
about our show?
GoFundMe? What's going on? It's popping. Y'all donating. We trying to get him a phone.
Hey,
Hey, Coach K, if you wind up with some money, you better make sure I get half of it. So I'll be
Hey,
hey,
putting it
y'all, hey, y'all missed that. Y'all missed that. She said we trying to get him a phone.
oh man.
Oh.
Yeah,
Poverty,
so,
poverty, poverty.
All right, we'll take another pivot and move on. Keep it in Major League Baseball. In the show on the Diamond, Major League Baseball. Los Angeles Dodgers pitcher, former Red Sox, and former Tampa Bay Ray, former Tiger as well. David Price, a good gesture, giving $1,000 to everyone in the Dodgers minor league system. $1,000 for every player in the month of June. I think I read that's what 200 guys.
Yeah,
David Price got so much
221,000.
money he can give 200K just to his boys. That's when you know you got that long money.
He got that long money.
Yeah.
But I don't like it. I mean, I like that he's doing it. I don't like that he needs to do it. I think the owners, like OG has talked about, they have made a lot of money. All the owners, like for NBA, NFL, they've made a lot of money. So the same way the government is doing a stimulus package, I feel like there needs to be some type of stimulus package because these are people that need that money. So he's giving away 200,000 because it's nothing to him. The reason he's giving it to him is because these people need this money to live. Everybody's not making the millions.
Minor
So
league baseball, they travel on buses for a reason. Some of them
Yeah.
don't even
Thank you.
barely make $1,000 a month.
exactly. So this is a problem. He's recognizing that in the athletic world, people don't, and it's even with the WNBA, and I don't think there's people out here, I don't know, I don't want to speak for them, but I think that everybody can pay their bills, but it's still the simple fact that it's not like the NFL or the NBA.
NBA, yeah.
We can't just sit here and live off of no money for X amount of time. So I love that Price did that, but I think the owners, I want to see the owners take a more of an initiative on this.
Thank you. It reminds me of the NFL players. How a lot of those guys were giving to the NBA players, giving to the stadium, the security people, everyone
Exactly.
associated with the organization. It's like, where's the damn owners? And they're the billionaires.
Exactly.
Now look, David Price got a $200-something million contract from the Red Sox 3, 4, 5 years ago, so he can, I guess, afford.
Yeah, and like I'm fine with him doing it, but yeah, like join in. Why don't the owners say, all right, we're going to match his and we're going to do this, or
Right.
It's one of those, like, the gesture is great, but where's the responsibility from the people,
Exactly.
from the owners and the organizations and different things like that? I mean, it's a great gesture though.
Yeah, go ahead, Derwin.
Yeah, it reminded me of the time when I worked in Hagerstown, Maryland. Hagerstown Sun, single A affiliate to the Washington Nationals. I know those guys, they lived with other people when they were in town. You know, they didn't have their own place. They would rent a room. So those single A ball players, they didn't have a lot of money like these major league ball players. So they're suffering right now. So a tremendous gesture on Price's behalf. I love it.
All right, good stuff there. We'll see what will happen with Major League Baseball, and definitely a great gesture by David Price. He shouldn't be alone. Like, Magic Johnson, your owners out there. What's the owner with the Dodgers? I forget his name. It skipped my mind. Slipped my
And
line
we
as
have
well.
no help for you here.
Yeah, but they're doing well. They're doing well. I'm thinking of the Cubs guy, Rick. I forget his name,
But
but
either way,
yeah.
the owners, I mean, like even if they just matched it, so if an owner just matched what price they give everybody 1,000 until the money starts coming back in, like you have to
Right.
do something. Even small
Well, there's going to
business
be no
owners.
minor league baseball this year. It looks like too. So that's part of the reason. So not only are these guys not making they're not making anything. So they
Yeah,
got to
and this
compete
might
for
end
literally nothing.
careers. This
Yeah.
might end people's careers essentially because like if you have to go find another job or go find some way to make money, well, I don't know. Are you going to stop and try to see if you can make it and come back? I mean, it's a big blow to minor league baseball, I think.
Absolutely. Watching Esports Extra right here, the only live call-in sports show talking traditional sports and esports, 877-853-5247. Meeting ID Esport Extra, 377-678-9872 at the pound button twice to join the show. Probably should have a couple of Madden guys calling in from the C4 League. Real quickly, want to get to the Peloton All-Star Ride. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? When I saw this, I was like, excuse me?
I actually liked it.
But I mean, if it's you like, I mean, I guess look, I enjoyed the depth diving. So this is like similar to that. It's just what the hell are we doing?
I don't know what we're doing. I really
Renee?
don't, but I like what they're doing better than the horse. So like if I have to pick and choose, I don't want to because everything they do is not going to be sports. So we're always going to be still feeling that urge like, okay, that was cool, but we want the real sports. If we can't get those right now, I wasn't really mad at the Peloton thing just because
Where did you watch
it's
it? Where was it at?
I didn't watch it. I'm not mad at them for doing it. Is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
I thought you said you watched it. I was like,
I like the
damn,
idea
Renee.
of it because, like, for instance, it's basically like everybody's trying to work out now. There was the quarantine 15 that everyone gained, and everyone's on this like workout or get yourself better while you're in quarantine. So if that's the case, if people are joining in on a workout that Steph Curry is doing, their favorite golf person, I love the concept of it because even if people are just like, let me see if I can do this, and they didn't just ride a bike, they did like I read about it. Like I said, I didn't watch it, but I love it. I hope everybody watches it and starts working out, and it's a healthy thing that if they start to do more of them, what's it going to hurt?
Durham, shout out to Matt Grevers, right? I believe the swimmer he won.
Yeah.
I know Bubba Watson was in it. I think Booger, Booger McFarland.
That
I think
was
he
the
got
funny
third.
one.
Yeah. Gordon Hayward, I believe, got second in the men's division. So I mean, just your thoughts on it, man.
That's where we're at right now. Everything is virtual, like Beanie Man and Bounty Killer.
Hey, I like that though.
And, Erica Badu and Jill Scott. I love me some Jill Scott. And you put on an event and you put it on IG, and everybody knows that it's going to be going on. People are going to flock to it. So now, if you get everybody to work out at the same time or have some kind of competition virtually, that's excellent. Everybody's going to try to flock to it because we're stuck in the house anyway.
Bored in the house, yeah, we're in the house bored.
I mean, we've been stuck in the house until the whole thing with George Floyd happened. So then everybody decided to go outside, but people are looking for things to do.
OG competition, right? It rules the day. Anything that's going to be
definitely.
competitive, we'll at least try it, right?
Yeah, I mean, and then the other aspect of it is the promo. Like, I mean, if you didn't know anything about Peloton before, a lot of people do now. I mean,
you knew because that woman that was in the commercial, she had that look on her face when she got the Peloton, like.
Yeah, I mean, but to see different, like you got golfers, you got Booger, like you got a lot of people getting involved. I mean, the women's side to me was more impressive when you looked at who it was and what they actually did. As far as the competitive, because most of the women, like a lot of them are still in decent shape. I mean, the guy when I seen Booger McFarland, that was like,
are you saying the guys weren't in decent shape?
Well, I'm not saying. I mean, but when you think of Booger and
I mean, Kyle Rudolph,
some of them. Some of them. But I mean, all it took was to see Booger, and I was like,
okay. Why people give Booger a hard time?
Don't sleep on Booger. Booger came in third, bro. Booger
I know. I'm just saying, like when you look, you don't see him like being on a bike. Like
he's like, if I pedal faster, I might win.
And not to mention, this came together in 6 weeks. I just add that because I know how shows are, but. They donated. Hold on. Yeah, 6 weeks is pretty impressive. ESPN went to Peloton.
Yeah, that's a long time, actually. I'm actually impressed.
Well, I say 6 weeks because this is 6 weeks from we want you to create an event, no idea in place, to it's airing. Like that's like no guests. So they had to go out and get all these A-listers, find a date. I know we're not
Yeah.
doing anything, but you would be surprised how busy people are doing nothing.
Right.
And then they had to find a time. They had to find the right, like, you know what I mean? That's not when you find pieces to put in place. Like we've been trying to figure out how to do a panel with some celebrities for 3 weeks, and it's just a
Right.
panel. So
I know.
they also are donating 1 million meals to the food bank of New York City if
Nice.
they delivered a combined output of 3,000 kilos on the bike. So again, it kind of was like for a good cause, but
Sure.
I'm here for anything competitive.
OG, didn't we do an NBA 2K tournament for SUNY Morrisville in like 24 hours?
Hey,
What?
Literally.
definitely
Yeah.
did. I
Yeah.
mean,
Like 48 hours, literally. It was Saturday night to executed it on Monday night. We found out
Wow.
about it late Saturday night, really had Sunday to get together, and we did it Monday.
But
So
that's why
that's
I'm
why
with the people. That's why I'm with the best of the best. You see? That's why I'm with you
6
guys.
weeks. I'm like,
It
what?
took ESPN and Peloton to get Steph Curry, Bubba Watson out.
No, we
You
didn't
got
get any.
6 weeks?
We didn't get any A-list celebrities, so that is
it
true.
was
Oh, that's
great.
the hard part.
I
The
know.
production was great. I
It
mean,
was.
everything. So it was nice.
All right, good stuff. All right, let's move on. NBA 2K League update. Going to send it over to Ivan, OG King Kurt, Ivan Curtis, the Brooklyn Nets. Where Brooklyn at? Well, Derwin's in Brooklyn. Brooklyn on
Yeah.
Friday night was on your TV. NBA 2K was on ESPN.
Yeah, I mean, if starting from the recap on Thursday night, Heat Check and 76ers game was postponed for technical reasons. Grizz Gaming got on the board, defeated Lakers Gaming, Goofy 757. He's an NBA 2K League champion from season 1. Played
Knicks.
for the Knicks. Grizz Gaming acquired him over the offseason. Averaged 14 points, 15 rebounds, 9.5 assists, almost a triple double. Gen G Tigers of Shanghai defeated Bucks game in the reach 500.
They're
They're
not of
3-3.
Shanghai. They're of LA. Let me
Here you go.
Hey, that's what the standings say. So that's what I'm.
That's the roots.
Y'all ain't
The
Gingy. Y'all LAX. That's what I'm gonna start calling them.
The
LAX.
roots.
Shifty Kai, one of the dominant rookies in this class, he averaged 38 points, almost 12 assists, shot 63%. Kingsguard Gaming defeated Jazz Gaming on Thursday. They improved to 4-2. That boy's shots averaged 13.5 points, 11.5 rebounds, 6.5 assists.
Former Blazer. Got it. Okay.
Yes, and former Hawks talent.
Last year.
Kingsguard acquired him over the offseason. Bash, their number 17 pick from this draft, averaged 26 points, 5.5 assists, and Crush, who's a lockdown defender, arguably one of the top defenders in our league. He was drafted 3rd overall in this draft. He's been a real prominent figure for them and the glue guy for them. You know, going into Friday, we opened up 7 p.m. on ESPN2.
Yeah,
Yes, you did.
Nothing but Nets.
Oh, I like that.
We didn't, we were competitive. I like the energy from the guys. We came up short. We lost the first game 64-58. Then we lost the second game 71-67. But I really was like,
I guess the good team are the Mavs undefeated or like one maybe.
No, they're 5-2.
Okay,
so they definitely they're one of the top teams. And I just liked how we performed. I don't make excuses. We hadn't had a lot of practice time with the group that was on the floor. But we back at it over the weekend, and we got a heavy week coming up. We and we play every day, Tuesday through
That's
Friday.
crazy.
Meeting with the potential. We play the Raptors, who are undefeated, on Friday. We play Magic Gaming on Tuesday, Heat Check Gaming on Wednesday, and Celtics crossover on Thursday. So it's definitely.
I might have to get Rico on the show Wednesday to call in and talk some smack.
Yeah,
I'm here for
like
that.
Rico Fantasy, you on that Hennessy, dog? Don't let OG do it to you.
But they're 0-2,
right?
Yeah, they're 0-2 right now.
They cannot lose.
I believe Heat Check Gaming is 1-4 right now, and Raptors is undefeated. They're playing well, but I think like I said, I like what I saw on Friday. Chalk, who was our number 9th pick this draft, he played really well. Some things that you can't see, unfortunately, because we're not in our normal setting, but the leadership and the energy that he
matters.
provides and stuff like that. you know, it's a lot of, you know, he takes a bad rap from a lot of people who don't know him like I do. But you know, he does a lot of the intangibles to be as talented as he is on the sticks. In that series, though, Pete be balling. He averaged 15.5 points, 15.5 rebounds, and 5 blocks. So I just want to make sure he get his credit. Pacers gaming was it was a shocker. I mean, I guess they improved to 3-3. They beat Pistons GT in convincing fashion. I didn't see it. I didn't foresee that happening. But Bo Ohio, he averaged 22 points per game, 8 assists. He went high in the draft. He's their point guard, and definitely starting to pick it up. Knicks gaming, they're 3-4 now after defeating Cavs Legion. Duck, who's played really well this year, another rookie. This rookie class has been has made a real impact this season. He averaged 21 points, 5 assists, and that rounds up last week's action. This week we'll be back at it Tuesday through Friday. It airs on ESPN on Tuesday, and they have been picking up multiple dates. You can also watch it on Twitch and YouTube at NBA 2K League. Make sure you follow the NBA 2K League on social as well at NBA 2K League.
All right, good stuff, man, and good luck to our hometown team.
Yeah,
OG's team, the Nets.
They on a back to back. Goodness.
Hey, y'all gonna get some rest, man. Gonna get some orange slices. No practice, just light shoot around in the morning.
We talking about practice.
Lucky for me, my they're practicing right now. My assistant is with them, getting them together. So
I'm just gonna say this, OG, you're kind of a big deal. You got assistants, y'all got drivers, your housing's paid. I mean, like, this is like, you're not living a bad life, okay?
Yeah. I'm not complaining.
That's good to know.
I'm learning a lot along the way, and I still feel like I'm on hallowed ground in here with Renee Montgomery and Larry Ridley
please,
and Derwin.
I'm nobody.
We won't stand for that either, Derwin. Not on this show.
Where's
you
your
is
confidence,
smart.
buddy?
You is smart. You is kind. You is handsome.
All right, let's go to the phone lines, guys. We'll come back with the Madden Invitational.
Thank you.
Let's go to the phone lines now. Let's phone lines and talk to some of the guys from the Compete Forever Season 51 season. Let's go ahead and bring in a caller. Coach K, who you want to bring in? Let's get these guys out here, and then we're going to get out of it. We got 11 minutes to get through what we need to get through.
All right, so we're gonna bring in Assassin first.
Assassin, bring in Assassin.
Assassin,
what's up, man? How you doing, bro?
Assassin.
Turn down your radio or your TV or your tablet, your cell phone. Assassin, what's up, buddy?
Good, man? Hey, how y'all guys doing, man?
Good, man. Talk to us, dude. You are killing it this season, man.
Yeah, man. I told you I was coming back with a vengeance, man, and I'm definitely hot right now on the street with Atlanta Falcons, undefeated right now. So I'm trying to keep it going. I'm focused.
What is your record? 9-0, 10-0. Where are you?
I'm 11-0 now. I got 5 games left. I'm 11-0.
All right. Now, are you going to pull a New England? Are you the 07 Patriots? You're going to do this thing and run it out 16-0?
Yes, I'm gonna try my best, but I got the Super Bowl champion. I still got to take care of. We still got to play twice, Golden Glovers. So we just got to see how that goes. I see if I can take care of business there and go undefeated.
So right now in the standings, you're probably the number 1 seed, but I think Golden Glover was undefeated as well. So these 2 conference games between you and I believe the Panthers probably will decide the NFC. Is that what you think?
Yeah, I think that's going to decide the NFC right there, to be honest with you.
It's the Clash of the Titans.
Clash of the Titans. Before we let you go, I really want to thank you for calling in. Renee Montgomery, 2-time WNBA champion. She's got a very, very important question.
Importante. How you doing? Hey, with a name like Assassin, also, I'm glad you're in there putting in work because that name holds some weight. But I just want to know where, hey buddy, are you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. Where's your confidence at? Where we at? Where's your confidence?
I'm I'm confident. I guess I'm just very humble with myself, but I feel very confident that I can definitely get a Super Bowl and bring it home. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just gotta go and take care of business and take it one game at a time, and I'm winning.
So if we had to pick the winner through who sounded the most confident, where would you think you would fall in this with Golden Glover? Because I've heard his name a lot, and I think he's a pretty confident guy.
He's the defending Super Bowl champ.
Yeah.
Man, I think I put myself out there. I'll be honest with you.
Okay. You got to have confidence going. We don't want to see any blow. Like this is, if we're going to have the clash of the Titans, we want it to be everything. Like when we clashed with the Los Angeles Sparks, the games went down to a buzzer beater every time. So I want you to go in there with enough confidence. You don't have to brag because there is a difference, but go in there with confidence so we can watch something good happen. We got the undefeated against the undefeated, and I don't want to see, I want to see like head to head clash of the Titans, the assassin versus the Golden Glover. Okay.
Okay, I got you. I'm doing it for you.
I appreciate that. I turn up one time for the one time. Okay.
One time. Okay.
All right, Assassin. Anything you want to say, man, about your organization, community, anything like that, man? Anything that you need to tell us?
As of right now, I don't have anything else to add right now, but I appreciate that.
Coach K, I don't know what you're talking about. You got to jump in here, dude. I have no idea. I'm sorry, bro. You got to jump in here. I've got no idea. So hold on.
Just say something. Yeah. Just because I know that you're involved in the League of Extraordinary Men. That you're involved with on campus. Yeah, you gotta let them know.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I try to make this quick. So I founded this organization on April 17, 2012 called the League of Extraordinary Men with 7 other gentlemen. And we volunteer, we help give back to the youth, we do mentoring, tutoring, and we just try to make people more involved with what's going on in our community. So that's something I do. And we're going on about 8 years strong right now. So
wow.
Love
Good
it.
stuff,
Love
dude.
it.
Go ahead.
Thank you. About 150 members right now.
Nice,
Wow.
man.
Man.
Nice. Well, good work, Assassin, dude. Now, real talk, man, with this pandemic and all of the unrest that we're experiencing here, we need more individuals and more men like you, man, more leaders of men, man. So thank you for all of your contributions, dude. That's real talk. We really appreciate that, bro. Keep up the good work, man. Is there anything that we can do? Don't hesitate to reach out to us, any of us here on this panel. So we really do appreciate
That's
that.
awesome. League of Extraordinary Men.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really, truly appreciate it. Thank you for everything.
All right, Assassin, keep rolling with those dirty birds, man. And hopefully we'll see you in the playoffs, dude. And
Clash of the Titans.
16-0, baby. That's got to be the goal, man. 16-0, bro.
That's the goal. And the Lombardi Trophy, man. That's the goal.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Nice.
It's called goals.
All right, Assassin, man. Have a good weekend, man, and stay safe, dude. Appreciate it. That is Assassin. He is the owner of the Atlanta Falcons. Who else are we going to bring in? We're going to bring in the new kid from the Cowboys because I know VAB is on.
Wait, are y'all telling me that the Atlanta Falcons are the undefeated team?
They're 11-0 right now. Now, he hasn't played the Panthers. That's Golden Glover's team.
We don't want to hear all the buts. What is the record of the Atlanta Falcons?
11-0.
Okay, hold tight. Let's see something. Okay.
Oh, gosh.
Wow. Okay.
Hey, she might look at the Discord now.
I checked into the Discord the other day. I be forgetting to go and see if there's any responses, but I did because I was ready for the callers. Then we didn't have callers that day.
I see you in there.
Yeah, check into the Discord every now and then.
I was just talking about for the record. So
who do we have? Do we have the Cowboys owner?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Yep.
How about them boys?
He's a youth, right? A young man?
Yes,
sir.
You.
What's up, man? Welcome to esportsXTRA. How you doing, buddy? Spy on you. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Where you calling from, broski?
I'm calling from Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Philly. Born and raised on the playground. Is that what you days?
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
okay. Hey,
why did he answer?
Dude, you just gotta. What you will learn is I just gotta ignore Larry because he's just gonna crack jokes on me all day, and we'll move on. Hey, thank you for joining the league, dude. What made you find out about the league, and how did you find out about us, dude?
All right, so I played in a couple of your tournaments before. Kind of made it a little bit far until I ran into a couple of people that just absolutely destroyed me. But you just want to. I just want to really get better. Try to get better experience against better people.
Yes, oh well, you're definitely going to get that here with some high level competition. Now you've got the Cowboys. I saw that. Didn't you beat James Piano? That was a pretty good deal. If you beat James Piano, is that correct?
No, I thought
y'all split
one of the games.
He beat
I don't
JR.
think he's black.
JR.
Oh, that's a good win. You beat JR, right? Yeah. Well, what is your record so far with the Cowboys?
2-3. I can be doing better. But.
Okay. All right. What have you learned playing with the Cowboys? What are some of the challenges that you're going to have to deal with? And size up the competition in your division and also in your conference.
The Cowboys, it's a little big change for me because I'm an Eagles fan, but, we got to learn how to run the league better, learn to utilize all the special team players like Tavon Austin, like very fast, put him out on, just put him out on the field. He does a lot of things. He makes plays for us.
Got it. Any questions, Renee, Derwin, Ivan,
man.
before we go?
You sound very disinterested, but it's
Renee
probably
ain't
because
hit him yet.
it's probably because you have I just heard you say you're a Phillies fan with the Cowboys as your team. So is that
affecting you mentally?
I mean, like, I feel like you're real. It's like, even when you're talking about the Cowboys players, it's like you don't even want to say it.
I mean, it doesn't really affect me mentally. It's just, in the game, you just got to work with what you have.
It's business. It's business.
It's business as usual. So where would you say your confidence is as far as working with what you have?
I would say it's at a midpoint right now. I need to, practice a little more, get back in the lab with them.
Pipe it up. Pipe it up. Pipe it up. Down.
Pipe it up.
Down.
Listen, yeah, we gotta pump it up because I don't know if you saw, but in the real life Super Bowl, the Falcons blew a big lead. There's comebacks. We just talked to somebody that said football is 4 quarters. So I feel like if you get down in the beginning, don't think that you're going to lose again. Okay. Just like, we got to pick it up.
Pipe it up. Pipe it up.
What do you think about going forward with your team in that division against whoever's controlling the Eagles?
I really didn't know how to. Well, I played them twice. I didn't know how to feel about that. It was just, business as usual, trying to get the win.
All right, good stuff.
His business.
Spy on you, man. We really appreciate it, dude. Good luck in the league. And we appreciate, man, having you in the league, dude. And don't hesitate to call into the show. We talk about traditional sports. We always have a little esports segment as well. But your family, dude, you're welcome to call into the show and tell us about your viewpoints and ask any questions or answer any questions as well. So have a good weekend. Stay safe, man. We thank you for joining the league, dude. And take care of your folks and your family, dude.
All right, thank you. It was just good joining the league. Got a lot of good things going on this week. Got my high school graduation coming up.
Hey, high school. Yes.
Hey. Yes, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you. There's a lot of good things going on, and we just want to make it better.
Nice, man. Hey, you got a great attitude. You got a great attitude. Exactly, man. Hey, brick by brick, dude. Keep stacking it, dude. Day at a time. Foot in front of the other, dude. All right?
All right. Thank you.
All right. Be good, man. All right. That is Spy on You, playing with the Dallas Cowboys. What's your government name, Spy on You? So I can call you by your real name.
Oh, Jameer.
Jameer? All right. Good stuff.
Yes.
Jameer, nice meeting you, brother. Have a good weekend. All right, man?
All right.
Good stuff. All right. Thanks for being in the league. That's Jameer, a.k.a. Spy on You. The Dallas Cowboys owner, a Philadelphia Eagles fan, playing with the Cowboys. You can hear it pains him.
It was all in his voice. You can hear it. That's why I was like,
he's a true fan.
Yeah, but I kind of like that. I like if you're real about anything, be loyal for it. So I'm with that.
All right, good stuff. Go ahead.
If he got any of his family or friends watching him when he played, like, man, you picked them? Like,
right. They probably don't even support.
All right, let's real quickly. Madden Invitational 2.0, Hollywood Brown, Jamal Charles. I turned it on, and it was like he was down in the fourth quarter. I think he ended up winning by 25, 30 points. I think he had 2 or 3 straight pick sixes to end the game. Hollywood Brown, I think that's the second or third Madden tournament he's won this summer or this spring so far. At least 2. I want to say maybe even 3. Is Hollywood Brown the best professional player playing Madden right now? I got to say right now he probably is. And what about AG? Amon Green? I'm tired of you getting these damn tournaments, dude, and not winning any games. I got to call him. We got to talk to him about that.
He's fighting.
Did he win a game in the first tournament?
No, I think Derwin James beat him, but he gave Derwin James his best competition, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But he was in this one too, in the Madden Invitational. I don't know what happened. I do know what happened. His ass lost. I don't know how bad it is. And AG knows I'm just messing with him. But I don't know how bad it is.
He's been stacking them wins lately in the league.
Oh, good, good.
Well, how many does he have? 2? How you stack?
I
think 3. I think 3, but he's fighting. So
like Larry said, brick by brick.
when he wins that next celebrity tournament, you know, we're gonna tell him nothing. We're gonna get a cut in the prize. That's good.
We're gonna get him on the phone though. No, we hopefully he'll do well so we can get him on and be like, all right, man, tell us about your experience and stuff. So it's funny because every one of these little celebrity tournaments pop up, I see, oh shit, there's AG. Oh, he went out again. And you know what? It'd be great because I know he would come back and be like, really, you don't even play, so I don't even want to hear your mouth. And
oh yeah, he'll go back and forth with you.
He's a true gamer.
Yeah. And he's good at all the games too. So it's good, man. That I'm so glad that we got to meet him and work with him 3 years ago. Now we're all like best friends and shit. So it's all good stuff, man. Go ahead, OG.
He's the bracket filler.
Well, he is the celebrity in our league. So
yeah, definitely.
So he does get the celebrity status. I mean,
he's into it.
People pick on him and beat up on him, but then they check in on him and stuff. So it's actually kind of cute. Like the guys would beat him up, and they're like, "Hey, AG,
that's like after your parents whoop you and then want to hug you. I did that because I love you. Like like nah.
But now he got a dojo here. He's in C4 league. That's a little dojo. He's gonna get better.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just,
I don't even know what a dojo is.
I was about to say, explain.
A martial arts school.
Where you train?
A martial arts school.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so he's like a Padawan, right? Basically, he's a trainee.
He's in Cobra Kai right now.
Okay, Cobra Kai. It ain't Cobra Kai, it's Cobra Cub. Is that what it is? Cobra something. Cobra Koala.
Sweep the leg.
All right, and we'll end it with once again good news this week. The first TV airing. Compete Forever, our Albany Capital Center Classic.
Let's get it.
Go time. It's go time.
Albany Capital Center Classic Compete Forever airs on Saturday, Black News Channel, 11 a.m. Eastern, also 6 p.m. Eastern as well. And then on Sunday, next Sunday, June 7th, 11 a.m. Eastern and also 6 p.m. Eastern. Once again, C4, Madden Albany Capital Center Classic airs Saturday, June 6th at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern, and also on Sunday, a week from today, June 7th, also at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern. We're excited about that. We got to get working, Coach K. We got to crank out these next three events. I think 2 of them will be NBA 2K. Derwin, you're gonna make your TV debut. You're gonna be on TV 4 times this weekend, dog.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, you tell the wife and stuff, man.
I've gotten better since then.
we just showed the picture of you, man, when you were interviewing one of the guys, man. So yeah,
I was a little overdressed that day. And remember, it was my birthday that day.
That's right. So I'll never forget December 28th. Is that your birthday?
Yes.
Oh wow.
There you go. I'll never forget. That's the day we did it.
Hold on, what day is that?
December 28th.
Oh, mine's December 31st.
Oh, wow. Mine is December 2nd. Since we doing that, I mean,
December 16th.
Oh, December!
Am I really surrounded by 3? And my 2 youngest kids are December.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing.
Pearl Harbor Day for my daughter and the 15th for my son. Yeah.
Yeah, but Larry, you November, Larry, so you good.
No, I'm not. I'm October. Stop, dog.
Fake news.
Libra, dog. Libra. We're the smart ones.
Oh, here we
get
go.
along with everybody.
No. Hey, man.
We're a little flirty, but other than that, we tight.
Sounds unbalanced to me.
Saggies rule the world. Saggies rule the world.
No,
one
Libra
time for the one time, Sag. We in there. What's good?
My son is October 24th.
Okay.
He's not a Libra then. He's not a Libra. Yeah, exactly. Scorpio.
I'm about to say that's too far from us.
Scorpio.
Yeah.
November, yes.
Late
October. Yep.
Listen, every time I tell someone I'm a Sagittarius, they enjoy it. So that's all I need to know about. I don't know a lot about it, but people, when I tell them I'm a Sag, they like it.
Oh, okay. All right. You don't want to hear about what I got to say about Sagittarius.
What?
Yes, we do.
No. No, y'all good people. Y'all good people. Kind-hearted, fun-loving, kind-loving people. And then you got us Libras, which we're pragmatic, we're smart, we're wicked smart, we're good lovers, a little flirty, But other than that, it's only negative.
This is not your Tinder profile. What is that?
What is that?
What is this? Astrology Extra?
Next episode, we're going to be talking about our OnlyFans page that we created. The Esports Extra OnlyFans page.
Oh man!
Hey, man.
Shouts to my teammate.
Hey.
She has an account.
No, stop!
I was gonna give her a shout out.
No, don't do it like that. I still can't believe
It's
that.
not a secret.
I know, but
Advertising, you know.
Shouts to Cortez if y'all are on OnlyFans.
Where can we find Cortez on OnlyFans?
Cortez, her and her girlfriend. It's innovative. They actually, I don't know all of it, so don't let me vouch for it. But the stuff I see on Instagram, they're just playing like games, but they're making you pay to watch them play games. Obviously, some of it is going to be a little explicit, but it's actually not a bad idea if they're just like, hey, you got to pay for our content. Come over to OnlyFans. I don't know, but if that's what they were doing, it's kind of clever.
I mean, especially if the rates is low. I mean,
listen, people.
What's their monthly subscription? $5.
I don't know, but I think that they're making a pretty penny. I'm not gonna lie. I think that they're making good money. So Cortez, if you're on OnlyFans, like shouts to the homie, my teammate. You know what I'm saying?
Can we figure out like how we can do one like together?
Oh God, I don't know. Me and 4 guys on OnlyFans? No way.
I was about to say, hey, Larry, you gotta beef up the beef up the staff.
No way.
That's not what I meant. I know how it sounded. So.
Like OnlyFans is not for esports. Okay, we can't figure out a way to get us on there.
What is it?
Not yet.
Patreon. Well, most of those e-girls are doing OnlyFans now.
Not yet.
Patreon? Is that what it is? It's a Patreon, right?
Patreon, yeah, Patreon.
Yeah.
That's the game
man.
thing. That is OnlyFans.
Hey, they got people on Twitch doing sleep streams.
What?
Okay.
I need to sign up for that. I think I sleep very peacefully. I don't snore or anything. So I think that if somebody wants to watch calm sleep,
make money in your sleep.
Man, this girl actually had like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people just watching.
Actually, that's kind of creepy. I just thought about that. No, actually, that's kind of creepy. I just really, who's watching that?
I have no idea.
Hey, man.
Creepy people.
I have no idea.
Obey your thirst.
Hey, but there's a lot of thirst out there. But seriously, to all of our people, our citizens, constituents,
yeah,
I'm still thirsty. Do not lose the
fight.
fight.
We were going with something protesty. I thought he was pivoting.
Do not lose the fight. Stay in there. Make your voices heard. Real talk. All seriously.
Confused to where we're at right now.
No, I'm talking about the protesters, the demonstrators,
Oh,
our citizens out there. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm being serious. Yeah.
No, I definitely agree with that. But I feel like everybody just be safe. So whatever you do, be safe. Like because I know there's difference on opinions on how to handle it and what to do. Whatever you do, just be safe. Protect you, protect your neighbor. We don't want to hurt anybody.
Keep the energy going. Make it peaceful, but keep it going. Let's not stop. Keep it all the way through the ballot box because that is your true change right there. I'm telling you, we got to get it done at the ballot box. It's all about that franchise, man. Do not ever lose that. I'm tired of these elections when you get 30, 40% of the people voting.
Yeah.
If all the people voted that should be voting, we'd have different people in office right now. So that's where I'm going to end it right there. Any last thoughts before we get out of here, guys?
Make sure you follow Nets GC on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Catch us Tuesday through Friday next week on Twitch/NBA 2K League and YouTube/NBA 2K League, and also the ESPN app.
Got it. Good stuff. And Tuesday through Friday, we'll definitely get your results in. We're going to mention you on every show on Wednesday and Thursday. Maybe try to see if we can get you to call in. Maybe.
You're leaving us.
He's gone for the rest of the week. He won't be back till next Sunday.
Duty calls. The other side of the plate is calling.
Yeah, go eat. I ain't even mad at you. Go eat. Like definitely.
The cheesy quesadilla is called.
I'm gonna be. Hey, but trust, I'm gonna be tuned in. I'm gonna be
like
watching.
That.
Good.
I like that.
Before we get out of here, thank you, 2-time. We love you, baby. Throw them on, guys. Throw them up for 2-time.
I'm done with the peace sign.
Put them up for 2-time. We love you, baby. Thank you.
She's marked safe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. All right, guys. Thank you, guys, for Kevin Mamuzet, the man behind the I was gonna say the man behind the mask. The man.
Everyone's wearing masks nowadays.
The man behind. The man pushing all of the right buttons. Also, Ivan Curtis, head coach, NBA 2K League's Brooklyn Nets gaming crew, and also Derwin Will, fellow sportscaster Renee Montgomery, 2-time. We love you guys. I'm Larry Ridley. Have a fabulous Sunday, guys. Be good. We love you guys. And also stay safe. And do not ever forget to exercise your vote. We'll see you on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern for more Esports Extra. Bye-bye.